All right, we're out at the home of Ronald and Holly Elliott, and we're looking at doing some siding. They have Hardie. There are some problems, obviously, with the left side specifically, which is the area that would actually be replaced. Just typical builder install issue, causing some cracking and various things that are causing that side to have to be replaced. But while we're at it, kind of taking a total solution kind of approach here, we will be doing fascia overlay. We're specking, replacing freeze board, 1x6 freeze board, only on these upper gables. So this gable and the gable that sets behind it. The freeze board 1x6 will be replaced for this reason right there. If you can see that, see the squirrels, raccoons, whatever. He said they had raccoon issues a while back. Ronald said that. So, you know, we could paint it all day long. They're just going to come back and chew the paint off. So we're going to replace that with Hardie and put an end to that nonsense. And then basically fascia overlay everywhere else. And again, with the exception of the left side of the house, all the Hardie is just going to be painted. So we do have, you know, several areas. I think it's probably close to a total of 50, 60 feet of fascia rot repair that has to be done before the Hardie plank goes on to the fascia. So that's accounted for. This gable vent up here really just needs to be painted. They are thinking of doing a color swap. So basically the Sherwin-Williams 90 minutes, the color consult will be super crucial here. We're going to wrap the garage door frames in Hardie. We're going to paint the garage door. Paint obviously the front door trim, and as it stands right now, I think painting the front door and the rear French doors, but we'll get a final verdict once we sit down. Running out of daylight, so we kind of started with the inspection and measure first, so I could get some video and some accurate pictures and just an accurate assessment of what's going on here. All the soffit will be painted. Soffit's all in good shape. Just needs obviously some TLC, so get that all caulked and sealed and then painted on the soffit. Again, fascia overlay all the way around with Hardie after the fascia rot repair is done. We do have about 18, it's less than that, 14 linear feet of gutter that will have to come down right here so we can do the fascia install. But again, as I mentioned, wrapping the garage door frame and painting the garage door, painting that garage gable. There is some siding back here, you can see back there. So, and then on this facing wall that is opposing this stone end, that is Hardie plank as well. So that'll all be painted, and then we'll replace those. It's like 4.5 feet of trim, corner trim on both sides. That will be replaced with Hardie. And then I'm sure there's a transition trim on the back face of this wall. We can't really see it even from the neighbor's yard, but that transition trim from stone to siding will be replaced with Hardie 1x4 as well. Okay, so that's the scope of work. There's a porch ceiling up there, up underneath here. That's going to be painted as well. It just needs some paint. Other than that, it's fine. Yeah, let's walk over here because you really can't see anything from the side. So it's a little tricky, but you can see up there, you can see catch the back side of the chimney, but we also have a pretty good amount of fascia up there on the second story. There's a little bit of siding, a little half gable right here, and then there's the two walls, the inside corner with the two adjoining walls. That is Hardie plank as well. So those will all be painted. You can barely see it. That little strip up under there, that would be siding, new Hardie plank, or excuse me, it'd be painted as well, and then the soffit, and then a fascia overlay, of course, all this fascia up here. Everything else is stone. So everything down here, really this side is just a small amount of fascia, and a small amount of siding, and then fascia overlay all the way on both these first and second stories. As we come around to the left side, that's really the main culprit here. And again, that is the only place we are replacing siding, is actually on the left side. We weren't able to really determine what's behind there, so I'm speccing it as us installing OSB. And then if we find something different or there's a suitable substrate, then we can adjust accordingly, and I'll have that figure prepared in advance. Both of these windows will be retrimmed in Hardie 1x4. All of this siding will come off, and we will install new Hardie Colonial roughs on. You can see this fascia, there's a lot of rot repair that needs to happen here before we do the fascia overlay. So we got that area, we got this area, these two areas right here. We got that area, and then we got some more kind of right under the solar panels and extending onto that corner. So it's pretty extensive rot repair on this side of the fascia prior to the Hardie fascia going on. But this is the majority of the scope of work right here. Again, all new Colonial roughs on, full tear off, and as of right now, just because I can't tell, and Ron wasn't too sure what, he said there was some sort of foam or some sort of paper they put under there. But again, because it was builder installed, kind of got to assume the worst here and say it was just put onto the studs. And again, if we find out different and we get some good news, then we can adjust accordingly. We're not doing anything to this porch cover, big wraparound porch, so nothing fascia, no painting, no staining, nothing will be done here. And here you get a better look of all that rot up there on the second story fascia. So that would all be fascia overlaid. These two corner trim will be taken off and replaced with Hardie 1x4. So we don't have any issues with that rotting or squirrels chewing on that. The siding under here, right, on the brick or the stone ledge, that will just be painted. All of this siding under here, and the corners will be, painted the trim color, but nothing's happening under here other than paint. As we come around to the back, so again, siding is really, as we did a thorough inspection back here, really the siding is in good shape. It needs some caulking. A couple of the butt joints, have split right there. So we need to caulk everything, of course, before we paint. But these two windows and then the third window over here will all be retrimmed in Hardie 1x4. And then, of course, all this chimney trim, it's just that masonite garbage. Actually, I think this is wood. The window trim is masonite. But all this trim, 1x4 corner trim, all the way down, all the way up, and the chimney cap will all be replaced with Hardie trim. On the capping, we'll probably face that with Hardie, just because it looks like a 2x6 up there, or 2x8 even maybe. But all that trim on the chimney will be addressed, so we don't have what's going on now. Fascia overlay, paint the soffit everywhere on the back. But other than that, the siding is staying. It's getting painted, but we're leaving all this siding back here. New Hardie trim, 1x4. There are two interior corners of the chimney, one on this side, one on that side, obviously. You can see that wood showing its age, so we'll just take that off, and that interior corner trim will be replaced with Hardie 1x2 on both sides of the chimney. Other than that, again, nothing under the patio cover. So you can see, again, it's just the chimney trim. The siding on the chimney is in good shape. And then here's the extension of that side. There's some power washing that needs to be done, obviously, which would happen anyways before we paint. Soffit really needs some attention on this side as far as paint, but it's not rotted. You can see the fascia is pretty decent. Probably have to do some repair up on this corner right here. Okay, it's splitting a little bit, but this is just painted. This half gable will just be painted. Fascia overlay, paint all the soffit. Over here we have some more fascia rot, so not bad, but that seam is going to have to be cut out right there in the middle of this frame. That'll have to be cut out, repaired before we do the Hardie fascia. Otherwise, it's just a simple 1 foot soffit, painting all the soffit, and then fascia overlay. That's pretty much what we got. Once this is all completed, everything will be rock solid. It'll be either stone or fiber cement. which is good news in terms of upkeep and maintenance and lack thereof. So that's kind of the proposed scope of work that we kind of got an agreement on. And again, for as long as they're talking about maybe selling in the next couple of years, so for the remainder of the time they're here, plus for the new owner, going to have a really, really nice envelope on the house that's going to require no more maintenance. So that's what we got. Thanks for your time, folks, and we look forward to the opportunity to take great care of you.